I know with this mic, it looks like I'm about to deliver the 6 o'clock news or announce my presidency or audition for X Factor or something.
No.
I just felt the need to explain that because my proper camera, which has a mic, which I'll use for the rest of the video, is in the car. The car is not here. I thought it was here, but someone drove off in it. Anyways, I know it's been too long, it's been way too long, and I don't even know where to start because this is actually the first time in a very long time that you're getting a real-time vlog for me. I know it's been very sporadic. I felt like the best way to kind of welcome you back into my life, into this channel, and everything that I'm about would just be with an easy vlog, showing you parts of my life, the way that I'm eating, training, etc. I fled the UK in a hurry. There's only so long you can run from the police. Being serious, and I will go into this, at this point I don't know if I can ever return to the UK after what I was experiencing there for like the last year. Creating and putting all my thoughts and visions into my videos is kind of like oxygen for me. So I basically haven't breathed for a year. So yeah, right now we are in a place far away. It's extremely isolated. It's extremely tranquil. It's extremely beautiful. It's extremely serenic. How many more words can I use? Did I already use tranquil? That's like the main one. It's also freezing, which I don't usually enjoy, but for once I actually am. Even though I'm usually someone that loves a lot of distraction, mental stimulation, like fast-paced life and all of that, as much as the silence is very healing, it's also quite haunting as well. You hear that? No, you didn't, because there's nothing to be heard. Like there's just no noise. Like there's just no noise. I swear I'm the only person that makes noise in the whole of the village. That's kind of nice, you know, to only hear my own voice. I don't know what that means. I'm making it sound like we're living in the jungle. We're not, by the way. You're gonna have to guess where I am. Okay, so guess down below. A, Norway. B, Iceland. C, Denmark. D, Jamaica. Or E, none of the above. We actually have this incredible little, I want to call it a cove, but I can't really call it a cove because it's like not one, but I don't know what to call it. We have a very little special waterfront that is just for the small amount of houses that live in this tiny village. So it's always peaceful, always calm, always like our own little area where we can just go and be in silence. Even though you know I love extreme things and pain, I'm not that type of person to go swimming in like minus 5,000 water. Although Jill is. The place we're in right now, and I'll probably give you a full maybe house tour in an upcoming vlog, it is very big. So it's also really nice to kind of just have our own space where there's just space, you know? It's like I can be noisy and make mess on one side of the house and she'll never even know about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like those type of things are essential to a man in life. But yeah, a real blessing to be in a fresh environment, and I just cannot wait to connect and create and do what I love the most, because it has been way too long. If not for you, for my sake. And again, what was happening in the UK and why I couldn't film from or create from that place. I will go. The thing is, I wouldn't share like everything. I'm not that kind of bitch to just flog my whole life online. But I feel like when there's a much deeper meaning and something that can be taken and like big lessons learned from that, then yeah, of course I'm going to share it. Right now I'm just not ready because I feel like to even talk about it at this point would re-traumatize me and you. Maybe not re-traumatize you, but like traumatize you. You'll get it when I explain. Anyways, onto the food. You know me, like if anything, to be very honest, I know you know I used to eat a lot before. Now I need to eat even more. So yeah, I do need to eat a lot. If anything, I'm more sweet. Like not me as a person. I mean, maybe I am, I don't know. I've been eating a lot of pineapple recently. I am more sweet in terms of eating than ever before. Like all I want is sweet. And sometimes it can be like sweet, savory, sweet, savory. Sometimes it can be sweet, 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 savory. Sometimes it can be sweet, sweet, savory, savory. You get what I'm saying. The last one's always savory. I don't do the thing where it's like good to eat early and then like give your stomach a break and then like wait a few hours and go to bed. Like no, I eat right before bed. That's just like how I like to eat, and I'm not going to apologize for it. It works for me. I don't understand people that like, say for example, they eat dinner at 6, they go to bed at 10 or 11. What are you doing in that time? And if it has nothing to do with food, Why can't you snack whilst doing it? Please tell me you get what I'm saying, just a little bit. Another big change in my diet is that I no longer consume tahini. None of you bought that. I can't even joke about it. I do still work out extremely hard. My training's changed quite a bit. It's mainly high intensity strength work now, which I was doing before, but along with like loads of other stuff as well. I can do a 100K cycle very quickly. Like, not being big headed, but it's actually true. Not be hungry afterwards. But then I can go to the gym, just do heavy lifting, starving all day. I no longer work with the brand, not to be confused with Violife cheese, but wait for it. I used to consume their products, I mean specifically the protein, on a daily basis, whether I was training or not. So yeah, now I have this. I bought this. It is the Sun Warrior in chocolate flavor. When I was working with whose products I loved, they always gave me freedom to just be. I said, like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if something tastes like shit, I'm gonna tell them. If something is amazing, I'm gonna tell them. Luckily for them, most of their products were amazing, and I did tell you about the ones that tasted like shit. So if this tastes like shit, you're definitely gonna know about it. So yeah, I'm gonna try this now and give you I've been waiting to try it. I've had it for like the last week, but I thought, no, I'm gonna wait till this video so you can just get my honest reaction. I wanted the mocha flavor, to be honest, but they didn't have it. By the way, breakfast part one, you know I always start with fruit. It's never gonna stop. It's so not persimmon season here in Jamaica at all. But the other day in the city, we were passing by, just almost knocked the flowers over. We were passing by a Middle Eastern fruit store, and I was like, babe, we're pulling over. They're gonna have something there special that they don't have normally. And they had gold, they came through. They were juicy, they were orange, they were sweet. So I ate a good 5 or 6 of them. They were only smaller ones. However, I find them to be an extremely, even more than bananas, satiating fruit. So I'm gonna blend this with some plain soy milk, give you an honest review, and then make a proper smoothie. Did I need to make this for myself in a bougie wine glass? No, but they were in the house and we don't drink, so I thought I would take the opportunity. Fuck me, that's sweet. It genuinely tastes like they've put a whole bucket of stevia in here. There are no English ingredients, but I'm pretty sure that that's stevia because that's like pretty much all I can taste. This will be bomb though if I blend it, which I was gonna do anyway, with things that make it less sweet, although all the things I was gonna add were sweet. Brilliant excuse to add even more salted peanut butter. Why does it give me so much pleasure? All right. So I decided to make a big creamy avocado salad, which is kind of like a new way of making guac. There's lots of additional ingredients and flavor, so it's kind of like guac on steroids. It's the most creamy and delicious thing ever, basically. But first I'm roasting up some sweet potato discs to load the guac mix on top. I'm using purple and orange just because I love both. I love the starchiness of the purple and the sweetness of the orange, but any potato is fine for this. This works brilliant with white potatoes too. Lots and lots of fresh parsley, and yes, we're washing it because I'm filming. Sometimes I actually wouldn't wash my herbs if I'm not. Just being honest. I'm using 4 smaller avocados. This does make 2 servings-ish. The avocados have been very hit or miss recently, so I always get a backup. Like a backup of the backup, you know? Lots of fresh dill. Tomatoes, I'm using these Roma ones, which are my favorite. Sweet corn from a can, because yeah, it's the best. Fresh garlic, limes, and some good extra virgin olive oil. And get a big bowl because this needs a lot of tossing. Once the sweet potato discs are crisp on the outside and soft and melting within, then we can pile this high. But add a little drizzle of balsamic glaze first, and also, I mean, you all knew I was going to put some liquid gold too. Found a really good runny one here actually. Almost comparable to my one in the past. Cheers. It's the starchiness of these purple ones that does it for me, like over the orange ones. Sorry, I'm trying to like show you where to get into the muscles, but without showing anything. If you also train your legs pretty hard, these things I always, wherever I'm living, these are actually Jill's, but I'm just gonna pretend they're mine for now. My legs are sore as fuck, and these things, you don't understand the pleasure. Actual pleasure you can't measure. You know, that bruised feeling. I guess if anyone's been a professional dancer or ballet, for me it was like gymnastics, and obviously tennis is sliding a lot, and I'm naturally very flexible. My hips are very hypermobile, to the point where I have to sit cross-legged and like a duck all the time. Even when I'm on the seated bench pull, I cannot sit like that between sets. I have to put one leg up like that. Can anyone else relate? I have two really special books here that I want to share with you that I actually always carry with me. Actually, that's a lie. I carry this one. This is kind of like a new edition. This is The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. I'm sure many of you have read this. This one is a very special Baha'i prayer book from my childhood. There's something I wanted to share with you from this, The Prophet. Again, I'm sure many of you who read it. I don't know if you know, but he, obviously a very famous poet who actually suffered with addiction, depression, so many different things. But like, it's always those people, and I can so relate to that have been through so much, that have so much deep and just unexplainable emotion to pull from, to then create from. The section on pain always hits me extremely hard. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding, even as the stone of the fruit must break, that its heart may stand in the sun, so must you know pain. And could you keep your heart in wonder at the day miracles of your life, your pain would not seem less wondrous than your joy. And would you accept the seasons of your heart, even as you have always accepted the seasons that pass over your fields, and you would watch with serenity through the winters of your grief. Much of your pain is self-chosen. It's that line, much of your pain is self-chosen. And then after that he says, it is the bitter poison by which the physician within you heals your sick self. And I think there's so much to be taken from that. Again, if you are someone that suffered with a lot of pain in your life, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, or all three, you know, your immediate reaction, and mine was too when I first read it, is what? What are you talking about? I never chose any of that, like shut the fuck up. But on a subconscious level, I actually think it's very true. I think it's very true. We've been eating pretty much all homemade food since being here actually, but today we went out to a couple of places in the nearby city. First we stopped at Yord, a plant-based cafe. There's no way I'm saying that right, but I love this cafe. They have amazing smoothie bowls, healthy sweet treats. But we just went there for a quick green smoothie before dinner. And yeah, mine was pretty watery, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm not gonna give it 10 out of 10, but the place has swings as chairs, so I mean, you can't really beat that.
That looks so cool.
Then we went to Manto, this Indian, Asian, confusing fusion vegan restaurant, and we ate big. The food was good. It was full of flavour, full of oil and salt, but also full of so much goodness too. Very worth it. This place is like kimchi heaven, and I love kimchi. I think everything we ordered was actually like 10 out of 10, apart from my tofu burger. The rice dish was incredible, full of nuts and spices and dried fruit. Miso edamame, The cucumber kimchi, which is my new favourite thing in the whole world, was amazing. And their regular kimchi as well was perfect. We actually took some to go as well. Spiced butternut squash with almond cream sauce, and this bread for lapping it up, which was kind of like paratha bread, as in like oily heaven. Perfect. And yeah, this giant tofu burger that I got was interesting and also very hard to eat. and there wasn't ketchup. But to be honest, I was satisfied from like the rest of the table, so didn't care that much, and it was still pretty good. Time for something sweet. You know how I always said I always end on savoury, which is usually peanut butter. Peanut butter. I didn't actually open this jar today, or yesterday. Maybe the day before at a stretch. So then I have savoury, but then I want something sweet again. And these cinnamon sugared almonds are my crack right now. Cannot get enough of these. Definitely munch through a bag of these in the cinema just like popcorn. But then it just doesn't stop because it keeps going back and forth, just sweet, savoury, sweet, savoury. Okay, I'm gonna finish on savoury, but then I want something sweet. So, only logical answer is to have something that is sweet and savoury. These are salted caramel peanut dates. I mean, are you kidding me? We've been through a few bags of these because it's just like a fresh date covered in salted peanut butter with little crunchy bits, and somehow it also tastes of salted caramel. I mean the jar's almost finished anyway, right? So it would be rude not to do that.